Today our first journal spread is going to be all about my cat Ralph's visit to the vets. And if you're new here, then welcome. My name's Lizzie and I also have a pet cat called Ralph who is my literal child. So, only good comments about Ralph here on this channel, please. Thank you. And basically we took him to the vets. There was nothing particularly wrong with him. He just needed his vaccines for the year. And I got him a new carrier and he really loved it. He had so much more room. It was a lot more comfy. So he was very much enjoying that, even though he doesn't particularly enjoy going to the vets, but he's usually pretty good when he does. So I'd basically left the carrier out a few days before and I just found him asleep in there one day. So I was like, okay, well, he definitely likes this and he's gonna be fine going to the vets in it. I was really stressing before we went because he was outside and he basically didn't come back until 5 minutes before we had to leave. So I thought I was going to have to embarrassingly ring up the vets and cancel, but he did come just in time. Maybe for his own sake, he should have stayed outside a little bit longer. But I always like to document his vets trips in my journal. I don't know why, but I just think he's so cute when he goes because he is such a good boy and all the vets always comment on how good he is when he's there. So you can see from the picture, he's just kind of chilling whilst the vet's just checking him out basically. And this time when we went to the vets, me and my boyfriend were in the waiting room and we were trying so hard not to laugh at this woman that came in because she just burst through the door really dramatically first of all, and then was literally shouting, not because she was angry, she was just talking at that level of volume for God knows what reason. And yeah, it was just so unnecessary but also so shocking. So we were trying not to laugh about it. But I just really don't understand why anyone would talk really loudly in a vet's, because obviously there's loads of animals around and they're already feeling nervous and not really sure what's going on. So whenever I'm there and the vets as well, they always talk in a really quiet voice to obviously try and keep the animals calm. But yeah, this woman was, I don't know what was going on. She was just talking so very loud, even painfully loud for my ears, and I'm a human, so I don't have as good hearing as Ralph does. So yeah, basically after she finally left, after whatever dramas that she was going on about, we went into our appointment. He was fine. He usually has an accident on the way to the vets, so I've now learned to put puppy pads inside his carrier, but he didn't do any of that, so that was a bonus. I didn't have any cleanup jobs to do afterwards. And then when we came out of the appointment, in the waiting room there was this little ginger kitten and it was so cute. I was literally like, oh my god, and it made me really want to get Ralph a friend, but my boyfriend won't let me. He says we can't get another cat. So if anyone wants to persuade him in the comments, go for it. I will happily show him, and if you want to help me in bullying him to getting Ralph a friend, because Ralph used to have a friend on the street and it was a girl cat. She was a kitten and they used to be best friends. She would come in our garden, they'd play together, they were just so adorable. But if it's a boy cat, Ralph will just, it's instant nemesis vibes, and he has a lot of enemies on the streets that are also boy cats, but I guess they're fighting over their territories or whatever reasons. But yeah, I was like, if we get a kitten, it would have to be a girl cat so that Ralph wouldn't want to attack it all the time. And then maybe they'd snuggle in bed. But also Ralph sleeps in bed with us every single night, and I cannot imagine how we would fit another animal in the bed because he takes up so much room as it is. So yeah, if you have any advice about getting a kitten after having a cat, because Ralph is now 3, so if you have any advice as to whether you think it's a good idea, if you had a good experience or any teething problems, then let me know. So for the spread, I just kind of use lots of cat stickers basically that I had lying around to decorate, and then obviously I wanted to add the picture of Ralph in there as well, just because he's being such a good boy. So it felt very fitting to add that picture in there for future reference. But yeah, luckily and hopefully we will not have to go again until next summer when he needs his next vaccine. So fingers crossed there's no unexpected vet trips before then. So hopefully I won't have to journal about anything else to do with the vets anytime soon. So I'm just about to film a reel for the washi tape shop, and I've been trying to like do a shot at the start where I'm like holding them all, and you would not believe how many times these washi tapes have gone flying across the floor in the room. So I'm kind of just sticking with what I've got because I can't be bothered to keep picking them up off the floor every 5 seconds. But yeah, they sent me all of their like autumn ones. So I was thinking of doing just a cheeky little unboxing for you now, so you can see all the ones that I got. I decided this time as well to get the pet tape versions and not the paper ones, because it's just a lot harder to like film with the paper ones because they get stuck sometimes. So I was like, I'll go with the pet tape this time. So this one is like the Moon Festival. I'm going to show you at a different angle actually. I feel like this is not the best angle to showcase these washi tapes. Okay, so this is a better angle. So yeah, I got the Moonfest one because there was just so many tiny little stickers. Like, how cute is this little fish lantern? And they're also all pre-cut, so. And to be honest, I don't have anything like this, and I really liked the little art style because like, this is so cute. So yeah, I'm not sponsored on YouTube by the Washi Tape Shop, but I do have an affiliate code, so you can get 10% off any orders if you want to. So I will let you know my code. I'll link any of these goodies down below. Okay, this one is the Autumn Hues. I'm assuming all of these are out when you see it, but they did say that some of these were like new releases that were coming out, but I think they are all now available. So yeah, this one's just like classic autumn, and I love all the little pumpkin elements. And I like how it's really green toned as well. So I've definitely got some autumn themes in mind for these washi tapes. And they're also going to come in super handy for my autumn art challenge. I thought this one was really interesting because obviously it's all letters, but they also have like lots of autumn elements. So this one will just be really fun to use and experiment with. But there is also other designs in here too. So this one's more like cozy elements, I guess. This witch girl's really cute too. And this girl with the ginger cat. It's like little Ralph. And then this is the other one that like goes with it. So Autumn Enchantment. I think you can get them separately, but you can also get them in a bundle. Oh my god, this big pumpkin is so cute. So if you like girl stickers, then obviously this one's good because there's lots of different designs as well as just general like spooky autumn things. And of course everything is pre-cut. And then the last three ones are more of like spooky vibes, whereas the other ones I feel like were more autumn. So you shall see. Oh yeah, I remember why I wanted this one. For this ghost here, because he is so cute. So yeah, this one's I guess like spooky, but also not like too Halloweeny in a way, I guess because of the art style. But it's just a really fun one with like little Halloween cookies. And this one also has like a bunch of numbers and letters on as well, but they're more like actual Halloween vibes. And they're a little bit smaller as well. So yeah, this size is actually like perfect for putting on a pen pal letter. So I'm definitely gonna have fun creating some spooky mails. So again, this one is like more Halloweeny and it's got lots of black cats and like spooky spiders, bats, and these little, sorry if you can hear my stomach rumbling by the way, I'm so hungry, I need to make lunch after this. The little mushrooms are cute. Like these little elements will be so good for my reading spreads. In fact, I've got the perfect book that they would fit with. Washi Tape Shop, when are you going to make one with ginger cats? We need some Ralph action in here. And then this one is called Witching It Up. I don't really know what this one is, to be honest. I don't remember choosing this one, so we shall see. But I'm guessing this is going to be a very Halloweeny one. So yeah, this one is a lot more like trick or treat, definitely spooky. So this will be good if you're somebody that likes making like Halloween cards and things like that. Again, lots of tiny elements as well as bigger ones, depending on what you're crafting. So yeah, you'll have to let me know which one is your favorite. I think my favorite is maybe this one because I really do just love this ghost guy. And a second favorite is actually quite tricky. Maybe one of like these ones, but I don't know which one because I kind of like them both. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what I should use these for in particular. But I definitely have some ideas for some of them with Meltober prompts. So yeah, if you do want to grab any of these, obviously I'll link them down below and feel free to use my code to grab yourself 10% off. Thought I would just quickly show you the spread that I made for the reel, and I've also got a book that I want to show you that I recently got. So this was the little spread that I made. And if you're wondering what on earth is this journal, this is basically a journal that Washi Tape Shop gifted me before, and I've basically just been using it if I need to like create a spread for like a brand thing, but I don't necessarily have a spread that will fit with it in my normal journal. So yeah, I just have like random art spreads in here, and this is the little autumnal. Oh my god, my stomach is still rumbling, sorry if you can hear that. This is my little autumnal one, and I actually really like it. Like, I love all these stickers together, so I'm definitely going to use these like in my actual journal because the colours are so vivid. like a lot brighter than I thought they'd be, and all the obviously pumpkins and things are very cute. So I definitely think I prefer the pet tape material to the like paper washi. So I'm going to stick to that in the future. Okay, and then before I go and make some food to stop my tummy from making horrendous noises, this is a book that I got. And I did just get this book because the cover was really cute, okay? But I needed something else to add to my autumn TBR, and this just looked perfect, and it was like a UK Waterstones special edition. It wasn't very expensive. Yeah, I'd never heard of it before. But I was like, oh, I'll take a little cozy autumn contemporary romance, and it's got really pretty autumnal edges as well. So yeah, I will be reading that next. I'm currently reading Phantasma on my Kindle, and I am really enjoying it actually. I feel like it's very high stakes. There's a lot going on, lots of like creepy characters. I'm not going to read you the blurb because it's a real long blurb, but essentially she is like a coffee shop owner, classic, and he's a billionaire, classic. So that's the setup of the book. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, so I guess I'll let you know. And if you have read this as well, let me know if I'm going to have a good time or not. Apparently there's like 3 more books coming in the series. So I guess if I like it, then I can continue reading, but they're not out yet, so I don't think anyway. So I'm not sure when they will be coming out. But yeah, I'm going to meet my friend for coffee after food as well, so I really need to get a move on. So don't ask me why I'm sat on the floor because I don't really know. Also Ralph's around somewhere. But I'm working on November's Patreon rewards, and I just drew this really cute little patchwork tote bag, and I'm like, I wish I could have that in real life. So I'm kind of just going for like a cozy theme, I guess, for November, but also with like almost spooky elements. So, and I'm going for like dark colours. So like there's this little ghost guy who's really cute, which is like a mug. And then I drew my new lamp as well. And yeah, that's only how much I've got so far. So I need to draw a lot more things, but they're slowly coming together. Oh, and I also drew one of my journal charms as well because, well, why not? So yeah, I'll keep you updated as I continue to finish them. But yeah, I think they're looking pretty cute so far. So fingers crossed they just keep getting even cuter. When I wake up in the mornings, I often go straight to my Hobonichi just to kind of figure out what sort of things I need to do for the day. And I decorated my weekly the night before. I did record it, but the footage just didn't turn out very well, so I didn't end up using it. But I decided then to use the new washies from the washi tape shop to decorate some of the days so far in the month of September. Obviously, I couldn't decorate the whole spread because it hasn't finished yet, so I don't know what pictures I will want to add in. And if you're new here, then I add little pictures in my Hobonichi for certain days. And when I have the little squares that I've drawn, that means like this is where I'm going to stick a picture at the end of the month when I do that job. But yeah, I was just kind of like looking at this washi tape, and there's so many tiny little elements that would be perfect to fit in my Hobonichi. So that's why I started using them to decorate. I basically was just grabbing anything that was an autumnal colour because I guess that was the theme of this month, and I don't necessarily do a theme as in like a specific theme. It's more of like a colour because I feel like that way I have more range in what I can add in there, and I can basically just add any stickers that matches the colour theme. So that was kind of the plan here. And I would just add really teeny tiny stickers because I feel like it's just the best place for me to use them and use them up. This might end up turning out to be one of my favourite monthly spreads, if I'm being honest, just because so far it looks so cozy and cute, and I'm definitely loving the vibes of this one. So you'll have to let me know what other colours I should do for the rest of the year. I'm thinking, well, I don't actually know what I'm thinking. I have no idea, so give me some ideas please so I know what to do for the rest of it. I want to show you these charms that I just made. So I made some new journal charms. I made these like super late last night basically, because if I get an idea in my head, like a creative idea, I will not rest until I've made that thing, and my brain cannot deal with any other piece of information until that piece of thing has gone. It doesn't make any sense, but it's just the way it is. So if I hadn't have made them right there and then last night, I wouldn't have been able to sleep, and I would have not been very productive the next day because I would have just made them all. So yeah, I made one for myself at first, and I went with a brown one because my journal is obviously quite like vintage looking, and it turned out so cute, and I was just planning on making like myself one, and then because it turned out so cute, I was like, okay, I need to make some more colours. So yeah, I will show you the other ones that I made. And all these beads are like thrifted as well. They're the ones that I got in that big like job lot from my friend a while ago. So this is a green one, and for all of these with like the examples on, I've made some for my friends. And then I also made a pink one, and this one has like these little pearls on it as well, and this big bow too. And then the final colour that I made was a blue one. This one also has the like little pearls on it. But yeah, I've decided to put them on Etsy, so you can customise them with either your own name, or you could just choose a word or whatever. And there's just going to be these 4 colours available, and I've just called them like the seasons. So you've got spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So yeah, I think they're really cute. And if you are somebody that has a Kindle and you want to have these like on a Kindle, I have like a dust plug thingy-mabob. So if you do want that, you can just message me on Etsy and I will just change the lobster clasp for a Kindle Dust Book. But yeah, they're just really fun and like tactile. I don't know how to explain it. I might put one on my Kindle as like a fidget almost, because I'm always like fiddling with things when I'm reading. I'm usually like pulling my hair or something, so this might be a good distraction for when I'm reading. But yeah, I'm so happy with them, so I hope you like them too. I was feeling like doing a little bit of daily journaling just to kind of document what life's been like lately. So for those of you that don't know, I am a part-time teacher and I guess part-time small biz owner. This is only a recent thing, as in like the last few weeks. So I put an exclusive video on my Patreon, so my patrons have heard me blabbing on about it. So sorry patrons. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to do something in my journal to kind of commemorate my new routine and reflect on how things are going, how I'm enjoying it, and I guess just to almost sit down and actually just be grateful for what I've managed to achieve, I guess. Like, don't get me wrong, I've worked hard for the last however many years to be able to do this, like literally non-stop doing stuff, consistently posting on YouTube and running my Patreon, doing lots of things all the time and not really having any free time at all. So this big decision was basically to just save myself, I guess, and give myself a little bit more rest. So I teach on a Monday, Tuesday, and then a Wednesday, Thursday and Friday are for working in my studio on whatever things need doing. And then the idea is that in the evenings and the weekends, I can actually just chill and relax and do things for me instead of constantly having an endless to-do list that I always feel like I need to achieve. So it's been quite hard to basically stop working. I talked to my patrons about this and I explained how I've been trying to like stop myself from working on the weekends because I've had obviously like a Saturday free, and usually I would spend all of that Saturday catching up on things, but this time I've been like, no, I need to actually just go out somewhere or just watch TV all day if that's what I want to do. If I want to just read all day, that's also totally okay. Because I was thinking, oh, I've got an entire day free. Well, I could get ahead on some jobs. But no, that is not the point, because otherwise I know what I'm like. I will just end up working like literally non-stop and even more rather than taking the time to rest. So I am trying to be strict on myself and just try and get into a good weekly routine, and it has been going okay. Like in the week, I would say like it's the weekends that I'm finding tricky to actually just stop. That's what I'm finding hard. So it has been a bit of a learning curve, but yeah, I just wanted to do this journal spread to almost just chat to myself about that and document it. And I just really love spending the day in my studio. I feel like I've made it a really cozy space. I love how the light comes through the window when the sun's shining. So I just took this picture of myself in the studio and yeah, just decided to do a spread about it. I decided to use some of the same paper that I'd used for my previous spread to almost make them a little bit cohesive. But then I didn't really have any rules as to what I was going to decorate the rest of the spread with, so I just grabbed some stickers from my sticker book to just try and make them fit with the theme a little bit, and just decorated around the edges, and then of course did my written journaling as well. I'm really looking forward to doing more of this like daily style journaling in my Hobonichi that I've got for 2026. I got the Techo, I think that's how you say it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that because I really enjoyed making this spread, and I don't know if I'm gonna make the spreads in my Hobonichi look as nice as that, but I might do if I want to. So I guess it's just having that freedom to do that. So going on to some more journaling now, and I'm just looking through this little folder that I use, and this basically has all my pet tape samples in. This might be pet tape samples that I've bought myself, things that pen pals have sent me, and this one in particular that I'm using was actually a freebie from an order, so I figured I would use it because it's going to be a book spread, and basically the book is a ice hockey romance. So I didn't really have any like snowflakes or anything similar, and I do like to match my books to the spreads wherever possible, so this was a bit of a tricky one to kind of make it match, and that was the only thing that I had that was resembling the book in any way at all. So when I do have that problem, I will just go ahead and match the spread to the book cover, and the book cover of this one is blue. And I really don't want to like ramble on about these books because I could talk about this book series forever, because it's maybe one of my new favorite series, and I've definitely been in like my ice hockey romance era lately, and it is all because of this series. So it's called the DC Stars series by Chelsea Curto, and I just can't explain, like it's just so good, and she's an indie author, and I really hope that she gets everything she deserves because all of her books are incredible. There's 4 currently out in this series, and obviously I've read them all, and then there's another one coming out very soon which I'll be reading. I've already pre-ordered it. It was like £2 on Kindle store, and all of her books are also on Kindle Unlimited as well. So each book follows like a couple within this hockey team, and just something that I really love about her books is the found family is incredible, and you get to just experience every single character throughout every single book, so you don't like just say goodbye to the characters that you met in book 1. They're all like such a big part of each other's lives. They all work together, they spend so much time together outside of work as well, so you really like get in that like found family, and it's just so wholesome. The boys also have a romance book club, which is always so funny to read about, and something I love about her as an author is she just does like writing for women so well. So for example, the first book, instead of like it being about a women's ice hockey team, it's actually a woman joining a man's hockey team, and then it's about like her journey with that. Obviously all the boys are really nice, so she doesn't have any issues there, but everybody else might have some thoughts about that. And then all the other women in the series all work in a very like male dominated world, so it's just really good to read about. And yeah, I could talk about these books forever, but if you are a fan of Icebreaker, then you will love these, so I hope if maybe at least one of you pick these up. But yeah, that is the end of today's journal diaries. So lots of journaling going on. I hope you enjoyed joining me today. I'm glad I could keep you company. And if you did enjoy, then make sure to like and subscribe. And hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. And if this is your first time here, then I have tons and tons of journaling videos that you can catch up on, especially recently because I've been uploading a little bit more often now that I've got some extra free time. But yeah, I'll hopefully see you guys next time.